Hello. I guess people just don't want me to get up and write. This is the conclusion that I've come to. When I get up early to write, I do some stuff. And lately, it's just been like people do not want me to write. So I thought I'd get on here and explain a few things. Because apparently this needs to be explained in a video, and that's just what it is. So, the reason there's a Patreon, there are a few. One, I was asked for a way to compensate me for the work I was doing. And that's the reason for the first two tiers. So the first two tiers are for the people who wanted to support the books and what they're doing, all that fun stuff. And then, there's still little extras that they get on here for that because they're paying. So they get the lives, they get the sneak peeks, they get the playlists, anything I decide to do that's not an outtake, they get those. They get those benefits. And that's the reason for the first two tiers. Now, when you get into the last, once you get past the $5 tier, that's where we have the extras. Because that to me, you're not just paying to support the books that are out there. You're paying for things that, I can give you guys as little bonuses. So, that's the reason behind the tiers. And I'll be honest with you guys, this group, you guys have helped me a lot. Because it was getting to a point where this takes up a lot of my time, writing and editing and getting those posted 5 times a week. That's a lot, and it was taking up a lot of my time, and I was probably going to have to cut it back because I'm trying to have some balance in my life and everything. But because of you guys, I don't have to do that. There's now this component to it where I'm getting some money for my time. So honestly, I can't thank you guys enough from the bottom of my heart for letting me do what I love and not having to cut back the updates to 2 or 3 a week. That's all you guys on here. That is. The outtakes are here for the groups that paid for them because they pay for extras. There will be stuff that is posted to the larger group that will come out in later books. You guys just have early access to it because, there's guys, I think it's incredibly rude of people not to realize that, there are 4 books out there that are free right now. I don't have to do that. I don't have to have the outtakes that I have that I started posting that were in Facebook. I just, I don't understand. I don't know if it's not realized that is rude to ask. But there are reasons that there are outtakes here, and that's the benefit of being on here. So there might be some that I post to Facebook, but honestly, their attitude makes me not want to do it. And I realize that is an attitude of you ruining it for the group as a whole, but that is what it is. I'm the author and I get to make those choices. But yeah, to me, that's kind of where it's at. I think it's rude. I've been messaged, I've been asked a few times, been asked on Facebook by tagging me if I will post some of the outtakes on there. I've seen some people reported a comment to me where someone was asking to copy an outtake from here. Hi, Levon. It's disheartening, like, to go on Facebook and ask you guys to copy and paste something that's for you, but that's not only rude to me, it's rude to you guys. And I guess maybe I just haven't explained the purpose of Patreon enough. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to go live on there or post a video and explain it to them. I don't know. But no, I find it rude. Not sad, mostly mad and annoyed. Because I'm disappointed by the amount of that I see. Hi, Danielle. Assholes, rude, whichever you want to pick. I'm not sad about it like I was the other time. I'm mostly just frustrated. Like, I don't know if I'm just not explaining it well enough in my post when I post about Patreon, because I know that it's not everybody can afford to do this. I do know that. And truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for doing this for me. And it's, a lot of these outtakes are truly outtakes. Some of them have things that will come out in later books, like the stuff about Alania. That's going to come out to the larger group. But like some things like Tabitha's backstory and, Titus and Veronica meeting, that's not central to the story. Those are just extras that you guys pay for, to be blunt. And yeah, hi, Amanda. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what's so hard to grasp about that. Like, I guess what mostly it's like, it's not enough for them that there are 4 books out there and I update 5 times a week. I try to get on and answer their questions that they tag me in and all kinds of things. And it's just, it's never enough. It's never enough. They always want more. And it's like, you want all these things, but you're not willing, or even if you can't afford it. If you can't afford it, I do understand that. Like, I'm a mom. I know, like, that, finances might not always be there, and I do understand that. But don't ask me for they get a lot of my time. Like, a lot of my time are spent on the chapters. And I think that's fair. Like, I am doing something that I love, and I put it out there, and and they're free. They're not paying for the books. You're not paying to wait. Like, they're out there. You can see them as they update. You can wait for the whole books to be done. Whatever is your choice. Like, but when you read it, you don't have to pay coins for it. And I don't know about you guys, but I had to stop paying for books on Dream because I was paying like an insane amount per book to read. And then sometimes I would like lose my chapters that I paid for. Yeah. So to me, it's, gosh, I think one book I paid like $60 to read. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, to me that is crazy. And that's one of the, actually, over the course of a year, that's the $5 tier where you get access to their stuff, multiple books. Yeah, I mean, I love some of the book series on Dream. There's one that brought me there. I love the books. I can't do it anymore because it's like, gosh, that's a lot of money that I was spending just to get through, however many chapters they post. And then it's like, oh, you're out of coins. It's like, oh, we gotta buy more. So and to be perfectly honest, I love writing the outtakes. They're a lot of fun. I love seeing your guys' requests. And I do. I love all of that. It's so fun to me. But yeah, it's just like, I'm not going to give away the perks that people pay for on here for free. So, like, the books are out there for free. That's really how I feel about it. Yeah, I just, gosh, guys, like, I normally, I'm apparently just going to come on here and vent my frustrations now when I see stuff. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have our, like, TED Talks, guys. But yeah, this one has been a long time coming. I've seen several comments like that. I've gotten messages asking, hey, it's been a while since you posted an outtake. Are you going to post an outtake? And it's like, I post an outtake every day. Just because you don't see them doesn't mean that I don't. And, even if I wasn't doing this, saying I haven't posted an outtake in a while, they're outtakes. They're not important to the story. I'm still writing the story. Yeah. Hi, Tanya, Sylvia, and Lucy, and Danielle. Hi, guys. Yeah, hi, Stacey. It's just so strange to me that, you can give people your time and all this stuff, and it's not enough for them. Like, there's a video I've watched about weddings where it talks about how expensive things are and how people complain at your wedding once they get there, and it's like, it's a free party. Like, enjoy. That's kind of how I feel about this. Like, it's a free book. There are 4 of them. Just enjoy that. Enjoy the outtakes that are on Facebook. Because I don't owe them anything. To be blunt, I don't owe them that. I don't owe them a single outtake. And there are some on there that I wrote for fun. But yeah, guys, this is a lot of my time. Like, I get up early. I usually either write a little bit. I do a little bit of, like, my job. I do my job for a couple hours. I get up pretty early to do that, so that I have time to write while my son is napping or other things. I get writing in where I can, and then I edit where I can. And then you guys know the goal is like 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I've been well ahead of that lately. But sometimes it can be like 8 o'clock and people are like, where's the update? And it's like, can we all find some chill? Like, it's free. And I do my best to keep everybody up to date in the Facebook group and in Dream. Like, if I can't update, I try to get in the comments. I've seen several of you in the comments sometimes when I post on Facebook that I'm not going to be able to update. I appreciate that. Love you from the bottom of my heart for that. Love it, love it, love it. Because sometimes, life is crazy and I forget to post in Dream too. But yeah, I really can't thank you guys enough. Like, this has been honestly life-changing. It's been life-changing. It's been great. I get a fulfillment out of this. That's, it makes me feel like a real writer. Before it was, being paid to do what you love is something that's, not many people find that. I don't have that at my real job. I'm not going to lie to you guys. My day job, don't have that. Don't love it. Do it because it's a job, like most people do. Pays for my healthcare and my husband's and my son's. So it's great in that way. But it's a job. This is fun to me. Like, I love doing this. But I'm like this close to getting on Facebook and being like, guys, here's the deal. And try not to do that. I want people to express themselves in the Facebook group. And a few times I have gotten in my feelings and gotten on there and upset some people, which is really not my goal. I don't want people to feel like they can't post things. I just feel like people should think for a few seconds before they post. And clearly that's an unrealistic expectation that I have. But yeah, like, stuff like that. I don't know why people don't know that's rude. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna be posting the outtake for today here shortly. Let's see what's up today. What's up today? This is Logan's point of view on when he met Katie. It's coming out here shortly. And like that, it's not central to the story. I have a Logan and Katie outtake or outline. That, you know, when and if I find where to put that, I will find where to put it eventually. But, you know, I've got lots of other, and, you know, some of that's going to come out eventually. I don't know when. But they have a book and an outline, so it's like, you know, things like that. Guys, people are people. Maybe I should just post the Taylor Swift song, "You Need to Calm Down." Just that part of it, "You need to calm down, you're being too loud," and then just end the clip. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't ever want to upset anybody or hurt their feelings. We all feel how we feel, and I'm sure that there are people who are very upset that love the books that they can't afford the outtakes. I'm sure that there are. I'm sure that's upsetting to people. But, you know, I did the tiers for a reason. I set that up the way that they are for a reason. And your guys' response and your love for the outtakes and all that has honestly taken me by surprise. And I can't thank you guys enough for it. But, you know, I don't. There's almost 1,000 people on there. I think last time I looked, there was close to 1,000 people on there. Yeah, 954 people. Like, that's a lot of people to please, and you can't please that many people. So, yeah, just there are a couple outtakes on the Facebook group. At this point, I honestly don't know if I'll post another one there. I'm gonna be blunt. I really don't. Because I honestly, this morning, I'm like, what's the point? It's not going to be good enough. Then they'll just want more. Yeah, don't know. Don't know where my headspace is on that one anymore. Always said if they were central to the story or if they were like super long, I would post them there. We've had a couple long ones that are not central to the story, and that's why they're not posted there. I had a couple I was thinking about posting there, but now I don't think so. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, because like the triplets first shift, like that's kind of fun, and you know, her Thor, I think that's fun to Haley and our original Eric, and there are probably some I could post on there, probably one or two. I wouldn't post the one from Veronica's point of view about Alania because it's going to come out to the bigger group what happened, just not from Veronica's point of view. But there are some I could post on there, but honestly, their attitude makes me not want to. And, well, I don't have to. I'm one of those people, like, where if you tell me to do something, I'm like, well, I was going to do it, but now I'm not gonna. I'm super mature like that, guys. I'm aware of that, though. But that's just my personality. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, like Danielle, like there are a couple outtakes on there. And I think they're fun. I think they're fun little free outtakes. I think one of them is even exclusive just to Facebook. I don't think I put one of them in the books themselves. But yeah, I've been like, can't you post an outtake on Facebook that's not on Patreon? Well, here's the answer to that. I will never post an outtake on Facebook that's not on Patreon. I will tell you guys if it's going on Facebook. I will probably post it here a few days early. or I'll do a live and say, hey, I'm going to put this one on Facebook. Honestly, at this point, again, it's not happening. Yeah, I just, people. Yeah, just, sometimes they just get ya. They get ya with their rudeness. Sylvia, yeah, there was a comment on Facebook that sparked this. There's no need to go hunt it down or find it or make a comment. It's just, I'm just going to get on here and talk about things, apparently. That's what we're going to do. At the end of the weeks, we have a Q&A. And at some point in the middle of the week, I'm going to get on here and be like, people. I guess that's what we're going to do. Now, I like coming on here. I'm one of those people that like talks out my feelings. I talked to a couple people about this. Normally that's where it ends. I talk to like my friends and I'm like, this is annoying me. And I get over it. Sometimes I just need to come on and talk out my feelings. It's, was this what upset me the other day? No. That was actually more upsetting. I was actually sad about that. This I am just annoyed about. It's a totally different barrel of feelings. This I'm just like incredulous that people are this rude. The other one was offensive and sad for me personally. The other videos about the Q&A that was going on and some of the rude things that were said, not even really asked. They weren't really questions. They were just said about the story and plotline. Yes, it is a bitch fest. It is a bitch fest, you guys. That is 100% what this is. But yeah, I just like, I don't know what the sense of entitlement is, but it's something, man. Like, to private message me and ask for an outtake, to comment it on Facebook and tag me. Like, that is a level, you guys. It is. It's a fun level. Facebook is becoming an alpha fun level. Amanda, I love you and your comments. Crack me up. I need to read through these comments because that was funny. Yeah, sometimes Facebook is the alpha fun sucker of it all. Stacy, you like to break things. I wish I had something I could break. Like, okay, those like the place that Logan owns in the books where it's like a smash house. I think those are like the best idea ever. I would love to go do one of those. Just go, people upset you, you go grab a bat and smash things and then leave. That's like the best thing ever. Yeah, need more of those places. Those places are fabulous. Like, hey, you're mad, you want to come smash things? Smash them. Or, whatever. Yeah, I was actually annoyed at work the other day. I'm sure you guys got that from me saying my work had sucked. But yeah, I mean, Haley vented some of my frustrations at my workplace in the chapter the other day. Eric might be venting some of my frustrations. It really doesn't. I need them to. I need to like get this out. That's one of the reasons I didn't. Like, I was way too busy to come on and do a live at work yesterday. But one of the reasons I didn't get on later and like vent instead of I just used like my writing to do it was because it fit into Haley's chapter. Not sure that it's going to fit into Eric's with what we've got going on. Somebody might be getting yelled at, guys, in the chapter tonight. I don't know. But yeah, that's really what I came on here to say. Explain the Patreon and the purposes. Like the first 2 tiers, the purpose is I can give you some little extras along with the books and wanting to support me. And I appreciate all of the tiers, all of you from the bottom of my heart. 3, 5, 10, 15, 25, 50, whichever level you are at, from the bottom of my heart. You mean the world to me. Like, you make this all possible. Things were going to have to change. but now they don't have to. And that's all because of you guys. Like, it is. No matter what tier you're at, that is because of you guys. The 3 and the 5, those, like I said, those tiers are for the people who are like, I want to support you. And yeah, they get the lives, they get sneak peeks, they get the playlist that I post, the little videos of things that inspire stuff. Like I love that, even though those first 2 tiers are for just, supporting the books and supporting me and, wanting to pay for the work that I've been doing. I love that. I love that I can do that. That's why I picked this platform. And I know that they don't accept all forms of payment right now. Been chatting with them about that. So yeah. And then to me, it was just like, when you come on here, they like have things that they recommend that you do. And it's like, okay, well, for this level, we'll get this. And that's where it's at. I didn't think anybody was going to pick any of the higher tiers. So you guys have honestly astounded me by that. It's been staggering, humbling, love it all. It's amazing. I love you guys. But yeah, to me, it's different when I see like stuff on you guys from Facebook where you're like, I'd like to see this, because honestly, this platform, I'm evolving with it as I go. When I set it up, I didn't really have a clear idea of where this was going. So if there's something you guys want to see, I am absolutely open to that conversation. You guys can message me on here. I will always answer your messages, maybe not right away, but eventually I'm going to answer your message on here. I love chatting with you guys this way. I love chatting with you guys on the messages here. I love chatting in here. It's so fun to get on here and talk to you guys. But yeah, if there's something that you guys want to see on here, I am absolutely open to that conversation, because there's a difference between someone asking me on Facebook, like, hey, can you post outtakes here? Like, we haven't had an outtake in a while. Where's an outtake? And someone on here saying, hey, what about trying this? Like, I'm open to that. I am open to that conversation here. Yeah, like I am. I think it would be fun to see some things evolve on here. I would love to do content that you guys would enjoy seeing. My husband's been really busy, but he is gonna record a chapter here in a little bit. Gosh, like, stop being busy. Yeah, I teased him the other day. I was like, gosh, my Patreons are waiting. Come on. But yeah, I tease him. He's great. He's been such a great support system. He really encouraged me to put this out there. And see what could come of it. And like I said, you guys have astounded me about it. But yeah, like he encouraged me to start writing, to help myself do something that I loved after I had my son. Like, I think I told this group the other day, like, I had a slight, like, I've talked about in my books, like, postpartum, like, it's so much more than people think. And I had a slight bit of that. Like, I was just really prone to being angry, and I thought that was like normal. I didn't know that was part of postpartum. I just thought that couldn't even really blame like lack of sleep there after a while, because my child is a good sleeper. I'm very lucky in that. But had no idea that was part of it. I didn't want to. It wasn't bad enough where they were like, needing medication, and it was being watched, and they were like, well, do something that you love and enjoy. And started this, and my husband encouraged me, and he's been a great support system for me, along with you guys. And I'm back to me. I was back to me relatively quickly. But going through editing book 1, adding in little bits of things. Would love to see a list once a month of which outtakes we're going to get that month. Is that a possibility? Yeah, that's a possibility. We talk about them in the lives, but yeah, putting that in a post, absolutely. I could probably, we can try that next month. Once I get a few of the requests in, I can make a list of what's coming. It's absolutely possible. It's fairly easy, actually. I have it all typed on my phone. I have a notes list on my phone. In a fancy Excel spreadsheet, it's copy and paste. I can absolutely do that. Shame on him for working for a living, right? Shame on him. How dare he? How dare he have a life and work? I hate his job. I hate my husband's job, you guys. Probably more than I hate my job. Gosh, we're gonna go down a rabbit hole. They do not appreciate all the work he does. They do not pay him for all the work he does. He gets called on the weekends. He gets called on this, and I swear his company has like laser some sort of ESP for when we're doing something with my family, because inevitably we will be dressed. We could be in the car and he will get a call of something that he has to fix. And then I have to take my child to my parents' house by myself. And then I have to explain to my family, well, he got called into work. I swear they have ESP for when we're going to do something with my family. Because they're like, what could make this more, like, for my cousin's wedding several years back, we were dating at the time. I had to, like, I had an apartment and he was with me. I was getting ready and he got a call. He had to go to work. 3 hours, you guys. 3 hours he was gone. And the longer he was gone, the more angry I was getting. The angrier I was getting. So I had to show up to his office dressed like I'm going to my cousin's wedding. And mind you, we had to leave. It wasn't something where, they were getting married 20, 30 minutes away. No. They were getting married 2 hours away. We had to leave. And this is not like, going to my family. There was an RSVP. There was food paid for. Like, this is a wedding. And so, yeah, I had to show up to his office. And his CEO is like, oh, you look so fancy. You look so nice. And it's like, thank you. And he's like, yeah, I'm not sure if Ian's going to make it. And I was like, oh, he's making it. Let's be abundantly clear about that. Like, I will sit here until he leaves. You can call someone else to fix it, someone that you pay a lot of money. But my boyfriend has to leave and get in the car because we're leaving. Yeah, don't like his job. Don't like his job at all. They're very annoying. Sounds like the army. It's not. I don't know that life. I respect all the women and men that serve, and I respect all the men and women that serve right along with them as their spouses. I don't think I could do it. I don't have the patience for that, clearly as shown by the fact that I showed up to my husband's, at the time he was my boyfriend's office. It was like, he has to leave. Yeah, I have no patience. I have massive respect for anybody who has a spouse or is in the army. You guys are rock stars. And I don't know how you do what you do. Straight up. Don't know how you do it. Mad props to you. You have more patience than I have ever thought about having or have in my little pinky. Work life is very different. Europe has it right, man. My sister-in-law lives in Europe. Her husband is from there. They have a 4-day work week. It's where it's at, man. It's where it's at. I actually used to have a client. I used to travel for work. I kind of wish I was writing back then because I had a lot of time. I was traveling. I was on a plane a lot. I was in hotels a lot. Had a lot of time to write and stuff, but wasn't. But yeah, I was traveling to Canada. They have a holiday once a month. There is a holiday once a month in Canada. We have got to get that here, you guys. Once a month, they have a day off work. That is guaranteed. It's amazing. We need to do things like that here, but we don't because we're all about making money. Will OG Haley find Tabitha in another book since Tabitha's old pack is part of the ring? Tabitha is not with her pack in the OG, but yes, Haley is going to go find her. We'll see her mentioned, and who she's with. Who she's with has been mentioned. But yeah, Tabitha is not with her old pack. All right. That is my, bitch fest rant for the day. Yep. Gonna go back to doing my job. They want me to join meetings and stuff. Yeah. So thank you for joining. Good to see you all. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on maternity leaves in America. Okay, we're going to talk about maternity leaves in America. I have never been so upset in my entire life as, after I had my child, thinking about all the women I knew that could only take 2 weeks off because their job wasn't going to get, and this whole, we have to be at our jobs for a year in order to have the benefit of maternity leave. Screw that. Like, I'm just going to say straight out, if a man grew a human for 9 months and then birthed it, you want to know what would be better? Our maternity leave program. And don't get me started on our paternity leave. That is practically non-existent. It's like amazing if a guy joins a company and they're like, ooh, we'll give you paternity leave. And you want to know what? They're most likely a European-based company, because they actually understand the importance of family. Here, we're obsessed with telling you whether or not you can have a child, but we're not going to help you have that child. No. Why is our postpartum depression rate so high? Because we do nothing for mothers. Like, I work at a company where it was like a blessing that I get 12 weeks maternity paid. Like, that's honestly one of the reasons I'm still at this company. I was thinking about leaving before we had my son, but I was like, I can't do that because nowhere else is going to pay me like this to be for 12 weeks. Yeah. You had a C-section and you had to beg for 12 weeks partial pay. Like, that is such BS. Like, men do not understand. Like, all these people talking about like, oh, well, we care about abortion in this country. Like, okay, I'm going to need you. I think it would be a fun experiment for them. Like, take your focus off of that. Take your focus off of caring what is going on in someone else's uterus, and let's point that at after you have a baby. Let's take care of people after they have a baby, and let's, for funsies, see what happens to the abortion number. Because I guarantee you it's going to go down. Because there are a lot of women who can't afford to have another child because they can't take off work that have an abortion. But you want to focus, you're just so laser focused over here. Let's just look over here and see what happens. Not telling you whether or not to agree or disagree. Like, you don't have to be for it, you don't have to be against it. Don't care. But let's just look over here and help people. Because 2 weeks after you have a baby, oh my gosh, do you even know? 2 weeks after you have a baby, guys, the baby is not sleeping. Like, my child, great sleeper, fabulous sleeper. Started sleeping 6 hours through the night at 4 weeks old. Great sleeper. But at 2 weeks old, oh my gosh, up all night, every few hours. Baby was hungry. Because he's a baby. How do you even work? I don't know how those people work. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how guys do it, honestly. There should be a paternity leave. They should get time off too. I don't know why that's so hard to understand. It's a family. You had a baby that, this country is telling you that you have to have if you get pregnant. If you get pregnant, they're like, you have to have the baby. That's what they want you to do. But then I have the baby and you're like, nah, don't care about you. Screw you too. Let's focus on our kids that are in foster care, orphanage. Let's put some money there. Just even a quarter of the money you're putting it towards trying to end abortion. Let's focus it elsewhere. Because let's all be honest, you end abortion in this country, people are going to go outside the country to get them. I mean, that's just logical. I don't know why people in Washington are incapable of being logical, but they are. We need to focus more on our moms and our dads. That's just really the end of the story. Belgium is 6 weeks before delivery and 2 to 3 months leave after delivery. That's not guaranteed here. Mostly what's guaranteed here is 6 weeks off paid. Now, you can get FMLA and get your other 6 weeks, but you're not getting paid for that. Most people tend to have to use all the PTO they have during FMLA to get at least 8 weeks. Like I said, my company is one of the rare places that I got 12 weeks paid. And that is why I still work there. Wanted to leave because they do not appreciate the things that I do and they overwork me like a crazy person. Now I have more of a balance because now they piss me off and I'm like, I want to go write for an hour. Screw you. But before that, I used to travel. Like I said, I used to travel a lot. I used to spend 12-hour days between traveling and then going to a client site. They overworked a lot of people. They still do. I'm just not in that same place anymore. I switched to a non-traveling role after I had my son. And my company has a paternity leave. Guys get 4 weeks off. it's still a pittance if you ask me. It's like people here are like, oh my gosh, 4 weeks off for your husband? Like, that's not PTO. That's fabulous. And that's sad. Like, that is sad that people think 4 weeks off, that's not your PTO. After your wife has a child, or you adopt a child, or whatever you're doing to how you have your family, that is pathetic. It's pathetic. Other countries laugh at us. Do you know that we are last in the world at maternity and paternity leave? Last. Yep. And the sad thing is, we can afford to give people more time off. We just don't want to because we like money. And I get that. I like money. I like having money to do things. I do like that. But at the expense of everyone here, it's not really cool. It's not cool, guys. Because, yeah, we do have the highest postpartum depression rates. I wonder why. You had a baby 2 weeks ago, go back to work. You had a baby 6 weeks ago, go back to work. I honestly can tell you, I never thought I would be the girl who wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. You guys, I tried for a solid month of my maternity leave to stay at home because I didn't want to go back to work. And that's shocked me to my very core. And you know what? I think it's different. I think there are women who are just ready to go back, and good for them. Good for you. Good on you. You do your work. But if you don't want to, you should not have to. But I did. I had to because I have all of our healthcare insurance. And as hard as I tried, I couldn't make it work to where we had, paid for other healthcare. And, one income families, it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do when, you work a lot and you aren't paid what you should be. Is what it is. Please tell me you guys at least get child support. No, we don't get child support. You know what we do get? We get to pay $500+ a week for daycare that you have to have because none of you can stay home unless you have a family member who is willing to watch your child. My son was in daycare for 3 days, 3 whole days. We had there are people who love their daycares. Mad props to you. We had a bad experience, very bad experience. And my son was in daycare for 3 days. And then I told my husband, you quit your job or you work remotely. Thankfully, because I was still in a very emotional time 3 months after having a baby. Shocking. But yeah, we had a bad experience. And I told my husband, you quit your job or your job lets you go remote. Thankfully, they let him go remote. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, the expectation. And then if you're pumping, you've got all that time that you got to do. And I even think it was recently, I'm honestly not an expert on when people had to provide a space to pump, but I'm pretty sure a few years ago, like maybe 5 years ago, they didn't have to do that. And like the women were pumping in the bathroom. Like, do you know how often I had to pump? It's not a small amount. And then there's still discrimination about it. Like I was on a meeting and occasionally I would have to talk on this meeting. Well, I was being nice, accommodating these people because I took over this meeting from somebody else and they didn't want to change it. I asked them if we could push it back 15 minutes. They said no. And then they went and complained to HR. And then HR came to me and told me I couldn't pump on the call. And so I was like, all right, here's your choices. You push it back or I'm going to cancel the call. So... But yeah, the cost of daycare, it's not even just like, we expect women to go back to work so quickly. Not only do we expect you to go back to work so quickly, we're going to gouge you with daycare costs. But we're just going to focus over here on whether or not you have that baby and be upset about it. Like seriously, guys, daycare is so expensive. And they're like, well, it gets cheaper as they get older, but they just need so much when they're little. So, give me all of your money. And it's just like... Oh, guys, France has it going on. They have Cretes, which are daycares. And you want to know what? They're free. And people are like excited for you when you get into Crete in France. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So if you're from France, I'm very sorry if I'm mispronouncing how you say that. But like people are excited for you. They're like, oh, that's great for you. Like, good job. Here, you get judged. You're like, oh, you have a daycare? Oh, no one's staying home with your kid? Yeah, I just really felt like if someone was going to mess up my kid, it should be me. Like, good for you. I'm glad that was a choice for you. But over here in judgy judge land, like, you know what? I got to work. My husband's got to work. Our parents have to work. They're old enough to be retired, but they're not because they have to work. Like, ugh, people. We need to get out of our judgy shoes and stop judging everybody else's life and the choices they make. You make choices for you, and that's great. That's great for you and your family, that how it all works out works for you. Glad for you, happy for you. But here, like, it doesn't work that way for everybody. We can't all do that. And you know what? Some daycares are great. Some kids thrive in daycare, love daycare, is what it is. If you see a parent who's got a kid in daycare, you give them a hug because you have no idea how hard that is if you're going to judge them. Like, and for the people who are stay-at-home moms, rock on with your bad self. Like, that is a hard job. And sometimes it is a thankless job. At least probably most days. Where you're just like, oh, why? Like, sometimes it's hard having a tiny human running around, wanting all your attention. My tiny human runs around wanting all my attention while I'm working. It's hard. It's a hard balance. No matter what you choose, no matter what you do, having a child is hard. And when you don't get help, it's harder. And when there's a stigmatism on getting help for whether or not you have postpartum depression and not understanding postpartum depression and all what it includes, like, there's a lot of judgment there. A lot of judgment on anything you choose with your child, and then everybody thinks they can tell you how to raise your child. No, you can't. What works for your family is great for your family. When people ask me for advice about stuff, I say, well, this worked for us. You have to find what works for you, is what it is. Like, not every child is the same. Not everything works with every child. You can have, like, families with 2 kids. One thing could work with one child, one thing could work with another. My child will not sleep without a glove from an Incredibles costume I wore. Does he like all the expensive, like, little lovey plushy toys that people bought him? No. Will not sleep with those. Has to have the glove from a costume. What is that? Won't sleep without it. It's the weirdest thing ever. But whatever, it works. He loves it. He sleeps. You hand it to him, he sits in his crib and goes to sleep. It's fabulous. Okay. I'm gonna get off this rant. Guys, I could talk about this for so long. It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad that we don't help moms here. And that there's all the judgment. And honestly, with social media, there's like this pressure to be this perfect mom. I will say, if you're going to have a child or you have a child, here's my TED Talk about that. When people offer to help, let them. I thought I needed to be like this, super mom. I thought I had the baby and I should be able to do all this, but it is overwhelming and you have a lack of sleep. And if someone wants to come over and do your laundry, let them. Let them come over and do your laundry. If they want to come over and clean your bathroom, let them. Don't feel guilty about it either. You got a lot of crap to do. There's a lot of laundry. For a tiny human, they have a lot of laundry. They spit up on a lot of stuff. That's my advice. You don't have to be super mom. It takes a village. That is a true story. And it's not just raising the kid. Like, there's stuff that's got to get done around the house. There are dishes. There's trash that needs to be taken out. Like, all life still goes on. And that tiny human has a lot of crap. Totally love it. Totally love being a mom. It's worth it. Just know that after or, if you're in your last trimester, you're so close. And I know it's uncomfortable and the baby kicks your ribs or your kidney. But yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Accept the help where it is offered. I think one of the other things is, it's harder than people think when they're like, oh, go do something for yourself. Like, you're so ready to do something for yourself, but the second you leave the house, like, the guilt comes in and you just don't even expect it. It just, like, creeps up on you. And you're like, oh, what's my baby doing? Is my baby okay? And then you have to call and check on the baby. And they're like, you've been gone for 7 minutes and you need to calm down. And you're like, I can't calm down. Now I'm just, in Target crying like a normal human being because I'm away from my child that I couldn't wait to get away from, and now I can't wait to get back. Because you're like, oh, I just want to go do something for myself. And then you do something for yourself and you're like, oh gosh. It's hard. All of that is hard. And people do not do enough here for moms, dads, any of it. Okay, I'm going to stop ranting. I'm going to go get on my meeting. Thank you for coming to my bitch fest about, things ranging from the books to absolutely nothing to do with the books. But I do talk about the books because I'm mad about it. A lot of words, guys. Okay. I'm going to read your comments later. I'm probably going to laugh. I'm probably going to wish that I had read them on the live and commented on them. I might get back and comment on them later. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I get on here and rant at another morning about something, guys. No, I love that we can talk about this stuff on here, guys. But yeah, I will talk to you all later. Have a good day. I will keep you up to date on where things go. Thanks for coming to my rant, and I hope you all have a great day. No matter when you watch this, if it's live, if it's later, if you just read the comments and the titles. Cool. Talk to you guys later.